Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is a pick a card reading, pick a message. It is connected to what you need to know right now, what's really important, and a message that you need to receive that maybe the universe has been trying to get you to notice, understand, or recognize. But for whatever reason, whatever's going on in your life, maybe you've been too busy or too much in your mind to hear it or to notice it, but it's kind of the importance right now. It's more urgent. So important that you give yourself a second to feel into these messages, look at the thumbnail, determine which one of those cards is speaking to you, and I will get started here with the first message. I also wanted to quickly mention that I have a new meditation that came out on Wednesday connected to clarity and truth, which could really go well with these videos if you're interested, if that's something that you would give yourself over to, meditation and such. But again, give yourself a second, don't overthink it, feel into which one of those images, which one of those tarot cards is speaking to you, and we will look at what you need to know right now. All right, let's get started. Hello, message one. You chose the first image, which was the image of the crown. This could mean many things. One could be needing to open your crown chakra so that a message can get to you, that you can receive some sort of information of some kind. It could be about crowning yourself and owning your power. There's a lot of things that this could connect to, but definitely to the mind in some way. Information, communication, power. Those are the words that come to my mind when I think of that card. All right, what do my beautiful message ones need to know right now? Trust. And you know, right away, that crystal there makes me think clarity, right? Clarity coming in. And it's purple, which is connected to the crown chakra, information, wisdom. And it looks like she's reading a book, gaining information of some kind. And I think maybe for some of you, there's this energy of trusting what's come through for you already and doing something with some kind of communication, information, truth. Yeah. Okay. Stability, earth spirit. This is coming on the side of challenge. So there could be some fear around whatever this kind of communication has been or wants to come through for you, that it won't bring about stability or that you're feeling unstable right now in your life. This could be something that's acting as a block for many of you by way of what you need to know right now, what's important for you to be doing and putting your trust in right now. Purity, unicorn energy. Purifying mind, body, and soul, but I think especially the mind, the crown chakra area, because I think there's a bit of a block there, a lot of mental activity and fear around stability and what blocks your stability from coming in, and this lack of trust in maybe what you're doing, your ideas, what you're trying to manifest. And we can't hold the opposites at the same time and have anything manifest. So what I mean by that is, if we don't trust in what we're doing and continue to move towards what we want with the knowing that it might not look exactly as we wanted it to, but we have trust that we're going in the right direction. If we're not holding on to that energy, but we're more holding on to, I want this, but I'm afraid that it's not going to bring stability or financial prosperity. I'm afraid that I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm afraid that I'm bringing the wrong choices. Then we're not in unison. We're not in balance there. And there's a need for that here for many of you regarding something. Yeah. And, you know, because we've got that purity card there, there's a message here to purify now. It's important that you recognize any mental patterns that are creating this energy of instability in your life, in your mind, causing you to not trust where you're going, what you're doing, your ideas, whatever it is. It's really important to clear that out now, to heal these kinds of things out now, because something wants to come towards you, message one. Right? So it's kind of that energy of time is of the essence at the moment with this. You know, and there's a number 9 there too, and I should have mentioned I'm attracted to that 9. 9's are the number of endings and completions, like ending off a cycle and moving towards something else. There might be a little bit of fear about this new beginning for some of you. Leela. Spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. Yes. So mentally clogged up. And it's really important that you start looking at your mind's narrative, what it's telling you, and the fears that are there, the worries and the anxiousness, because it's creating some sort of tension around your manifestation ability at this time. But because this is important and what you need to know right now, it is imperative that you start working on this, that you recognize and say, okay, I have these worries, these fears, these anxieties. I'm not in that energy of trust, but I recognize that something does want to show up for me as a positive manifestation, and I can't get there unless I really look at my mind and the story in there and the patterns that it's holding. It's like, it feels like it's really time to release an old story, an old narrative, an old way of doing, thinking, being. So prevalent in the skies right now, astrologically speaking, for all of us. But I feel here for you, message one, there's an extra energy around the importance of this for you. Got all the pink and purple energy too. I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Right? This fear, this lack of stability, not feeling financially secure and stable. There isn't going to be enough money. I can't do this because, just creating a never-ending loop of a negative pattern in your mind that needs to really go. And this is the energy you want to embody. Again, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Doing whatever you can at this time to recognize and notice when you're thinking negatively, when you're blocking positive thinking because of old stories and these fears around money and prosperity and stability, when trust is gone. Whatever you can right now, whatever you can do right now to purify yourself, to clear your mind. I'm even thinking that maybe for some of you it would be really beneficial to do a grounding meditation or an alignment, a clearing of sorts, especially of that crown area. But then, that feeling of you needing as above, so below energy, clearing the mind and feeling really grounded and present in the now, I think is going to help you with this. I feel like there's something that wants to activate for a lot of you guys. There's something that wants to manifest in the very near future, but we first need to spend time alone, meditating about our desires, our intentions, asking the angels to help you clear your mind and gain a positive perspective around this situation and this thing. Really being asked to lean into trust, right? Because when something wants to come our way, people don't realize, energetically speaking, we can delay gratification because of, negative energies and patterns that we hold. And it's very human of us to do that, right? Get into that what if energy. And I think that's a big thing here for a lot of my message one choosers. I think maybe some of you aren't trusting yourselves as much as you should be either. All right. Queen of Earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Okay. Giving us a little bit of more of a picture of what's been going on. You've probably had a lot of challenges surrounding you, things pulling at your energy, keeping you a little bit stuck right now. But you have the potential to embody this Queen of Earth energy, that creative, grounded person who knows and sees what to do, but being more up in your mind right now, blocking this. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Yeah. Recognizing too when you're too caught up in your mind or in anger and frustration, also very human of you. But until we can get ourselves sorted, centered, and grounded again, we should just make that the focus. I need to purify. I need to clear myself before I come at the situation again with a clear head. Page of Air, logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, truth delivered without tact. Yeah. Okay. So whether this has happened or not yet for many of you, this is about sorting yourself out so that whatever comes your way by way of what will feel like a challenge and be perceived as a challenge, this is your heads up to make sure that you're in a really good space to deal with this situation, because on the other side of this is something positive, right? That financial prosperity, the having faith, trusting in what you're doing. It's like there's been obstacles and there may be a few more obstacles, but you can get through it so long as you are centered and balanced within yourself in this more positive energy. And I also think there's a message here to look again at something that you're doing, especially where there's been creative thought and inspiration and you're doing something with it. I feel like there might be more to come with that. Better ways forward for many of you. Okay, this is a really strong message for you guys, message 1. We've got 9 again, and I noticed that number 9. It's endings and completions, ending off a cycle, letting something go so that we can have a new beginning. But you're going through some bumpiness. You're going through obstacles. And this is saying spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. That hermit energy. 9, 9. 9s are speaking to you right now. It's all about ending something off and concluding and going into that meditative mode, because again, that energy of self-discovery, which I was just talking about, I feel like there's a missing piece of the puzzle that you don't have. It wants to come through. This information wants to come through, right? But you've been going through it by the looks of things, message 1. Things have been difficult, bumpy, lots of obstacles, creating anxiousness and fear. And it looks like conflict with others, maybe not seeing eye to eye in a situation. This message is finding you right now to say, get yourself sorted, because it's coming. It's going to come in quicker than you realize once you've done this. And needing to be able to ensure that you can show up in this energy of that Queen of Earth, where she's creative, she's stable, she's thoughtful, she's warm, she's sensible. You know, she's very centered and open. Yeah. 5 of water, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation. It says crying over spilled milk, which I hate that line in this card because I just think it sounds kind of rude, but we already see that here, right? There's been obstacles, there's been delays, challenging information, having to maybe go backwards, look at something again. But this message is finding you because time is of the essence, and it starts with you sorting yourself out, because it's going to bring some sort of clarity around your situation that brings in this beautiful energy of abundance and more stability where it's been lacking. Yeah. Needing to emotionally move on from what didn't work out, what disappointed or brought about disappointment, I should say. Nice. Yeah, I love this. Okay, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction, and it's renewal. And it looks like on the image of this card, they're showing like a family coming back together. And this could be in a work environment too, where everybody's been fragmented and in conflict and not seeing eye to eye, bringing everybody back together. I think you're the one that has the ability to do this, whether it's in a work environment or in the home environment. This is where you're headed by giving yourself over to purifying, recentering, letting go of what didn't work out, the disappointments, the obstacles, the frustrations. There's something new information, new idea, new creativity that wants to come through that is going to move this in the direction that you want and bring in that stability, because your main message here is it's time to trust. Everything is going to work out in the best way, but we have to relieve and release what's gone wrong and the disappointments and the hurt around it. I know that that's not an easy thing to do, but that's a very big ask of you right now. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction, right? Big ask for you right now. Step back. Lots of messaging here about going within, retreating backwards, doing some meditative work, understanding yourself, sorting out your energy. Because I keep getting this feeling of quick. Once you do, something comes in quick. Something manifests quick. The information that you need, the new idea, the inspiration that's going to lead to the positive outcome, everything feels like it comes in hot. Is the thing that I keep feeling here for you guys. I want to be like, I want to say, you guys got this. You hold the answer to something, but again, it's coming back to the emotional body is not in balance or alignment right now because of what's happened, what's gone wrong, and conflict and just frustration. I keep almost feeling like very stressed out for some of you, many of you. Unfortunately, it's a strong energy I'm feeling with your message. Power symbol, cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body. Yeah, right? Because when we get emotionally dissonant within ourselves and we're emotionally all over the place and we're in our head and we're not feeling right, it affects our physical body. And it's really about purifying this and sorting this out now. Cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body. Yeah. You don't want to let this situation, the stress that I keep feeling for you guys, get so deep rooted that now you're having physical manifestations of it, like where you're having upset stomach or gastronomical issues, digestive issues. I don't know why I keep going to that, like stomach issues, but headaches and tension headaches and things of that nature. The elements. The elements of fire, air, earth, and water combine to create powerful protective boundaries, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. Right. Calling in the elements, finding your way back into the center of all these things, bringing in that balance again, because this is what you really want to focus on right now. This is what's the most important for you to be doing, because it's going to bring something new where there's a manifestation capability and everything comes back together again in a renewed way. A new direction, new information. It's coming, really requiring your balance here though. I keep wanting to say this too shall pass. Like these, that's an energy I feel here for you guys. This too shall pass. I imagine that you're like, yeah, well, when? But I do think that you have some sort of leadership responsibilities in a situation, in a home, in a workplace or of sorts, and it's still going to be you. It almost feels like being at the center of it. Like, again, you're that person that everyone's looking to for answers and a way through and a way forward. And until you give yourself over to this contemplation and this reconnection to balance, it's not going to be the best idea to go forward and try to fix anything in the situation at the moment. Hopefully that just made sense. I also keep thinking like you've got the power. Even if you're feeling powerless right now, you do. Old soul. This card has come up a lot in this last half of the year. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. Call in the Black Jaguar energy, and you are an old soul, which is probably why this energy feels extra exhausting to you. Almost like I've been here and I've done this and I'm over it. Old souls tend to feel that, get exhausted more easily. It's about embracing this powerful energy, though, of that Black Jaguar, of I can navigate in the dark, even when I don't know exactly where I'm going or what I'm doing. I can trust, use my instincts and my spidey senses to get me where I need to go. You do have the power to walk and embody this type of energy that the Black Jaguar brings. Call him in. Ask him to walk beside you, to help you reconnect and purify your body, get back into balance so that you can receive this new direction and heal out a situation as the leader that you are. All right, I am going to cap this off with a postcard from Spirit. Okay, so this is the card here for you guys. And on the front, it says take flight. And it's a bird there. Okay. Dear you, there is always more than one side to an argument. Two sides, if not more. To every story and hundreds of ways to be right be different, be at odds, and so on. Today, we suggest that instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternate plan might be laid. Stay out of judgment too. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to another's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. Wow. Then it says, we love you so much. That is so apt and so well connected, right? Clearing ourselves, being open to others' point of view, healing out a situation where there's conflict and dissonance. Because on the other side of it is this new beginning, big reiteration of that. There is a new beginning that follows this crunchy energy that you've been in, this harder energy with lots of obstacles and conflict. So maybe some of you might even want to take a snapshot of that. Feels really good and really well connected to your message. Yeah. Changing our perspective, right? As she says up here in the Leela card, ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective, but it all starts with sorting yourself out first. Very important for you guys, because I feel like what follows this energy and sorting this energy out is big. It feels like it's going to be quite big for you guys, and very new things, new ways. All right, I'm going to leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. So you were attracted to the second image there, the image of the scales. So that's all about bringing balance. Sometimes it could be about something legal and justice being brought back in. It could be about what needs to be brought back into balance right now, which is of the utmost importance. But it could be a leveling out of sorts, or a way forward or through to that balanced energy that maybe has been lacking. It's also connected to Libra energy, and we've just started Libra season. So there could be something coming in that's going to be cultivated by information received that makes things feel more harmonious. But we shall see what the cards have to say. Purity. So purifying our energy, bringing ourselves back into a sense of centeredness and connection, body, mind, soul, of the utmost importance right now. This card came up in message 1 as well. Happiness, bluebird spirit. Interesting that it's a bluebird too, because it suggests that maybe some of you have been feeling quite blue, right? Feeling like happiness is just outside of you and not something that you are able to reach for within, like it's just always on the outside based on things going on around you. So there's definitely, and there's another, actually, sorry guys, there's another unicorn down there. So you've got unicorn here and unicorn here. I feel like that's significant. Something about like believing in your own magic again and trusting yourself again, and bringing your light out in a bigger way, and like kind of like feeling dimmed. This is what I'm trying to get at. Some of you have dimmed your light so much so you've forgotten yourself. I'm really, really attracted to that blue bird there. We'll see what else comes through. Dragonfly spirit and change. Yeah. Change is on the way. Change is very much on the way for you here, message 2. I can definitely feel that. There is something that wants to come up for you, wants to be shifted, wants to change. But there's a lack of balance here in your life, right? Feeling blue, feeling down. I just keep feeling like some of you guys have really dimmed your own light. The why of it, I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be different for all of you. But there's something magical within you that's been dimmed down, turned off almost. And I feel like it's time to reconnect to that part of yourself. And because this is an important message and something you need to know right now, it feels like giving yourself over to this cleansing of energy and understanding yourself and what's been blocking you from feeling harmonious and happy again is so important at this time. Okay, let's see what else comes out with this. almost wonder, this is so random, but I keep thinking about flowers. I'm looking at the flowers here, like water lilies. Water lilies feels, I don't know why that feels significant to me, but loss. Like, I wonder if some of you have gone through loss of some sort and you've been having a really hard time with it. Okay, you're getting a bit of a heads up here. So caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. I'll pull some extra cards around what this is pertaining to, but a heads up from Spirit. Before moving towards something, before making a decision around something, look at your own energy. And are we moving towards something because we just don't want to feel the way we're feeling right now? Heavy, not really happy, but just really wanting to find a way to connect to that energy. So we're moving towards things, people, or situations that might not be the best for us. Here is your heads up. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. You know, it feels that there's a connection there too. It might not be bringing the happiness that you hope that it would, whatever the situation is. Oh my gosh. I do think some of you have had some sort of loss, grief, heavy. But here's a really beautiful thing for you. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Guys, I just want to jump through the screen and give you a hug. Yeah, I was feeling that before we even got to these cards. Like, some of you have been through some sort of loss. You're heavy and stricken, not in balance, having a hard time grappling with this grief, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be an actual physical loss, though, because this card is coming out. I definitely think it is for some of you. But it could have been just a loss of way of being, kind of feeling like you've lost yourself in something, in someone, in a situation, and having a really hard time unsticking it. But it's important that you know that you clear yourself. You look at your body, your feelings, your emotions. You start to make decisions around how you can purify them, how you can clear yourself, how you can connect with your soul again and cultivate happiness within, so that you don't settle for things that are not the best for you over here, right? With this caution coming out. And it does have that vibe of, at this point, I just want to feel better. So man, maybe I'll ignore any gut instincts I have and move towards this thing. You know, of course you have the free will to do as you please, but I really want to drive home the point that before making any big decisions around anything or anyone, really give yourself over to clearing, sitting with yourself, understanding your emotions, and your grief and your pain. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards. You know, I also feel like typically we have a card that flew over, so we're going to take both of those. I also feel like typically you're somebody who's quite intuitive. But I almost feel like there's been a bit of a disconnect from that because of this heaviness. Okay. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. Independent, experienced, realistic, witty, Queen of Air. Queen of Air is creative mental energy, but it's also coming on the side of what's been challenging, right? Being up in your head, not feeling clear, not feeling connected to this type of energy right now, making you feel like maybe I can't be objective in my thinking. With that caution energy suggesting that maybe you were just going to move towards something without taking what is going on in our mind and dropping it down into our heart to listen to what our heart has to say about it. Yeah. Clearing away all that no longer serves you is the big line here that sticks out to me. And then it says seeing the humor in a situation for some of you. 3 of Water. A celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. The need to have more fun. emotional energy, right? Where this is not something that you've been able to feel connected to as of late. It's coming on that side of challenge and where this happiness isn't happening, but needing to move towards energy that feels light and joyful and fun. It will help up level your own energy. And I also feel like it clears your mind kind of more automatically than it would for others. I think it has something to do with like that intuitive energy I feel from a lot of you. Yeah, the need to have more fun though, big message there. Clearing out our mind, clearing away what doesn't serve you, purifying yourself, and not making any hasty decisions right now. Look at this. Okay, I love this for you guys. Things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, and taking a trip. I love that. Underneath that purity energy, right? You've been going through it. You've been going through it, message to you. You've had hardship. Things have been difficult, disappointing, hurtful, grief, heaviness. But things are starting to turn, energetically speaking, and beautiful things want to be shipped your way. I really do feel that here for you guys. I'm not just blowing smoke up your bums. I really do think so. It's going to take a minute because we need to purify our energy and we need to be cautious about what we're moving towards and not settling for anything, right? Thinking that that might be the thing that brings us our happiness. You've got beautiful change that wants to show up here for you. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, wow. This energy is really being driven home. Okay. 6 of air and now 10 of air. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. You don't actually have to be. Maybe some of you are, but you don't actually have to be. It's just about you're coming to the end of a very difficult cycle. One that has been imbalanced. One that has brought grief and heaviness and despair and feeling like you've dimmed down and can't quite connect to happiness anymore, right? But you've got big messages here about being really mindful what you move towards and understanding why you're making certain decisions, because you've got beautiful things, I feel, that want to be shipped your way. But it's time to have more fun. It's time to allow yourself more joy and do whatever you need to do to sort your energy out, body, mind, spirit, dropping back into your heart again, I think here. Message too. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. So something coming in fast. It's also Archangel Metatron there. The Chariot. And it's connected to that happiness energy, I think, here for you guys as well. Something wants to come through. Something wants to show up. The Chariot is always when something's quick moving, opportunities, good things. But I feel like if you chose this message, it's because maybe you were about to make a decision that's not the best for you because of how you've been feeling and you just want to feel better. So it's sort of like that settling energy, but no, retreat, purify, understand yourself, sort out, because there is change coming. And it's going to come in quickly, but it's not the initial thing that maybe you thought you should be moving towards. I'm just realizing too, guys, it's 2 7s. That's a 7 down there. It's hard to see. It's a 7. And then this is a 7. So pay attention to 7s because these feel very connected for you guys. Yeah, an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. I love that for you guys. And it feels like overdue for you to start having this kind of energy show up for you, these opportunities, these new beginnings, really letting go of the past and what's happened and the heartache and the pain around things and embodying that Queen of Air energy, right? Because that's also very connected to the opportunities that come in. Because once you're sorted, I feel like that's when it's going to get shipped your way. I should say, though, if you're not sorted, I do have the feeling that it could pass you by. The best opportunity, the beautiful thing that wants to come, because we ended up settling and choosing for ourselves less than what is best for us, what we deserve. I will stop beating that dead horse. Okay. Little luxuries. It generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. This is what wants to be shipped your way, right? Little luxuries generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. And I feel like that's really connected to joy and fun too. Like, give yourself over to that. Self-care. You deserve a treat. You deserve to have a little bit of spoiling, I think, here for you guys. One enchanted evening. Ooh, the perfect night. Wow. One enchanted evening and the perfect night. Something wants to come up for you guys, whether this is a person, an opportunity, a situation. I feel like it's going to happen on a perfect night. It's like this, everything coming together for you in a beautiful way that you couldn't have anticipated once we've sorted ourselves out, right? And that is what's really important for you to be doing now, and to understand this message over here. Something's going to come through. I almost wonder too if some of you are going to experience a message from the other side that brings in love and a release of sorts, and it's going to come in one evening, like in a magical kind of way. I think it's going to be both. There's some energy around both of those kinds of situations. I dropped that card. I'll just have to pick it up. One enchanted evening, the perfect night. Yeah. I think something comes together synchronistically on an evening, and I'm just going to feel like everything's just lining up beautifully. And for others, I think it's connected to receiving a message of sorts that brings some sort of release or joy, or feeling like more connected again. I do think that for some, there's a physical person that this is connected to as well, though. Another heads up. All right. Okay. I think that's going to be the card that flipped over right away. Authentic. Penguin. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. That energy of dimming your light, having lost a bit of your magic, your intuitiveness, I think even just a strong connection that you normally might have had before to your spirit. This is what wants to come back online. And the only way to do it is to be authentic and to be you, to purify the parts of you that have dulled that down and would never settle for less than what you know is best for you. And as this says, we need to have more fun under here, right? With that celebratory energy and the need to have more fun and coming, back into balance within. This is something that should be prioritized for you guys right now. And knowing that you don't have to do everything alone. The right people will listen, understand, and would not want you to show up as anyone or anything other than who you are authentically. Just be yourself. Penguin energy. Okay, I'm going to cap this off with a postcard here from Spirit for you guys. And it's funny because this energy of where you're being caution is warranted, look deeper before proceeding. It could be that disconnect from authenticity that makes you want to accept this thing that isn't the best for you. All the more reason to purify and allow yourself to get back to that part of you, the core of who you are. And a big release. I keep getting this image of taking the lid off of a pressure valve and just releasing all this pressure and steam coming out. It feels like that's about to happen for you guys if you give yourself over to this. Sorry, I should have showed you guys the front of this card. It says, be fearless. Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you, a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about your well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure there's stories you're proud of. Genuine, loving fan club. Yeah. You need to clear and purify the stories that are going through your mind that are affecting your happiness. Really big call. And it's really important that we start working on this now, because that chariot energy and that enchanted evening with the perfect night, that wants to show up for you. But you won't be in the best place to receive it if we're not back in our authenticity and looking at our stories and narratives. I hope that helps. I definitely want to, so far with your message, I just feel like I want to give you guys a hug and be like, it's going to be okay. You've got this. And it really is. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Please let me know down the line, on this video when you find it, if something came together for you one enchanted evening. I'd be very curious to know. All right, guys, take care. Hello, message 3. So you guys were attracted to the image of the hands clasped together. This could be connected to connections, romantic partnerships, something that you need to know around connections or romantic partnerships. It could be about desire or something coming in around a new love connection or a way through an existing connection. But it definitely has to do with partnerships because of the hands clasped together. Some type of partnership, romantic or otherwise. We shall see what the cards have to say. I did a very bad job. All right, let me do that again. Jeez. Okay. Growth. Okay. And I'm immediately noticing the number. And I don't usually on these cards because they're so tiny, the numbers, but it says toadstools and growth. So you're going through some sort of transformation and growth, probably in relationship to people of sorts, connections, romantic partnerships. There's something that you're going through right now that's bringing growth or wants to be bringing growth. Wow, moonlight, enchantment, magic. And there's I think that's a wolf under that moonlight. And it's the number 25. I don't know why, but I'm noticing numbers for you guys. Now, this is coming on the side of what's been maybe tripping you up, holding you back. It's been a challenge for you to see the magic, to understand what you're going through by way of a growth cycle, especially if you've been having a hard time when it comes to partnerships or romance and things of that nature. But I think, because this is important and what you need to know right now, I feel like there's a message of what you go through, you have the potential to grow through. And it's sort of like this feeling of that magic energy that you want to feel, that you remember and connect to. It wants to come through, but we're just moving through some sort of growth energy, growth cycle. You're meant to learn from a situation or things that have happened in the past. Look at that transformation. Butterfly spirit. Yeah. Change is on the way. Transformation wants to occur to get you into this energy of that magic. You've been growing, but I feel like there's some sort of wisdom or messaging here for you guys about how you're framing what you've been through or what's been hard, especially by way of partnership, connection, friendship, romance, or otherwise. Like maybe not being able to have framed these situations as learning and growing through them so that you can then have that best energy show up for you, like the transformative magical energy. There's something to that for me, for you guys. I definitely feel like we're going to need to pull some more cards here for you guys to see a bigger picture of what's really important for you to understand right now and know. I think maybe too, like some of you are meant to transform maybe things that have been difficult or hard in the past. And now is the time where that's coming into play. Sonia, this came up in the last message. I bring you a message from your deceived loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Wow. Okay. Maybe some of you have had loss with a partner, romantic, or a very, very close kinship, friendship, family member. I do think it's a widowed situation for some of you. And transforming through this, believing in magic and love again has been really, really difficult. But for others, I just think this grief, this loss, this heaviness has maybe, forgive me for the lack of eloquent words here, but emotionally constipated you in a sense where we haven't been able to move through this cycle and frame it as growth and get to the other side of that transformation. But because this is what's important for you to know right now, it means that something wants to show up for you. Something's coming your way that wants to see you ready to embrace it, move towards it, and embody that butterfly spirit. But I also think some of you just needed to hear that your loved one is okay. Again, I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Yeah. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear as if by magic. And I don't think you're feeling that right now, but that's what wants to show up. Fast moving energy here too, right? With it being mystique, it's a mystery. You can't exactly see what's coming your way, but it's going to feel beautiful. It's going to be transformative, but it's going to need to see you ready for this, ready to accept this thing. You know, not giving up on something too. And for some of you, it could be love. I think for a lot of you, it might be. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. But you know, it's general. So I do definitely get that maybe for somebody, it's something that you've been doing, trying to work on, trying to grow through, having to deal with heaviness and loss amongst all of this, you know, which would make you want to retreat back and just let yourself be in pain or grief. Completely understandable. But you're moving into a time now where it's time to go, to keep charging ahead, not take no for an answer, expecting things like it says, miracles and solutions to appear. But they won't be able to get to you if we're not sorted out to receive them. Yeah, okay. Let's pull some tarot cards here. I also think that some of you have just grown a whole lot, and maybe you're not giving yourself credit for all the things that you've had to go through and grow through and how it's transformed you as a person. Oh, okay, I have a card that flew on the floor, so I'll have to pause the video and pick that up after. Okay, I'm going to split the deck there. I'm just going to pick up that card that flew out because that'll be your first card. Okay, guys, so the card that flew out on the floor for you was King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Okay, coming on the side of challenge, this has been hard for you, right? That lack of feeling connected in magic and, you know, owning your power and standing in your power. Definitely a thing here for many of you because of heaviness and things that have gone, I feel like, sideways for you. And this is saying to balance mental and emotional considerations, right? A lot of that energy has been showing up in all these readings. This need to get into balance now. It's like this time of the essence energy. It feels very connected to this, though. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Needing to embody this energy at this time, super beneficial for you in the long run. Also, I just think for some of you, it's that somebody marching in that embodies that King of Air energy, male or female, it doesn't really matter, you know, like a great counterpart to who you are. Probably more for my singles. Seven of Air. Okay. Lots of mental energy here. Plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. Poor timing. Okay. So challenged. These things have been challenging for you, right? And it makes sense because moonlight enchantment is coming on the side of challenge, where that magic just isn't there. Things just not moving in that transformative way that you'd like them to, slow moving energy, but you're being asked to keep moving forward, to understand that you're going through a cycle of growth. This is growing you as a human, evolving your soul through the harder things, because let's be honest, none of us grow through all the best energy when everything's just, gumdrops and roses. We're just content. We don't learn much in that energy. And I think that you've been going through it. And this is sort of like your heads up from spirit, that to keep going, keep moving forward. Good things are going to come on the other side of this. Transformation, beauty. I feel like new connections and love for some of you, or a renewal around that for some of you. But also just, I definitely do think, because this is general, for some of you, it's a connection to something that you're trying to do or grow. And maybe you have to consider others, right? With that partnership energy that's here. Okay, lots of mental energy here that needs to be sorted out. Time to rest or take vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers, coming underneath that, how we're going to grow and move forward, right? 4 of air. Yeah, needing a timeout. It's sort of like, I've said this before in other readings, it's like rest if you must, but don't quit. Don't quit on what you want, what the magic that you're trying to attract, the partner that you're trying to attract, the thing that you're working on and doing and trying to cultivate. It's that rest if you must, but don't quit. Yeah, meditation may provide answers. So if you're open to that, message 3, give yourself over to some meditation, especially meditation where you're connecting to wisdom, like clearing out the crown, because there's a lot of air energy showing up, meaning our minds are very clogged up right now. Clear out the crown so that you can receive accurate wisdom, information, and spiritual connection. Look at this. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path towards enlightenment. Yes, this is where you're headed. This is where you're headed, that world energy. Things are going to shift. Things are going to transform and turn. You're going through it, I think, right now. And you are meant to be growing through this. And if you've been asking, why is this happening? That's why. It's going to fortify you. It's going to strengthen you. It's going to create more wisdom, more knowledge, more power as you move forward in your situations. Yeah, the path towards enlightenment, getting much clearer. Love this. The High Priestess, Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider, oh my gosh, I'm just going to reread that. Sorry, guys. The High Priestess. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. Right? Because we're looking like we need to deal with some grief up here. I feel like for some of you, there was some sort of problems in partnerships. Given the cards that have shown up, for some of you, it might have just been in career partnerships, but connections in general that has created some sort of dissonance in your situation, exhaustion, frustration, mentally and emotionally. But I feel like this is all about to be shifted and it's going to come back online. But as this says, listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider very carefully what you want before you act on anything, right? 2, that need to come back into balance before we move forward. Before we connect to someone again or something, or see liftoff or that transformative growth energy. I really feel like if I was to sum this up though, there's this massive, just overarching message of you're not meant to give up on love, on what you're doing, what you're working on, because of what you've been through and because of the hardships and the problems that you've had to face. You are not meant to give up. You are meant to be strengthened from this, because something's going to come your way as a result of you evolving rather than, falling through these situations. That magic comes back online. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to say, guys, I was about to put these cards back and grab the next set of cards, but on the bottom, it says 3 of Fire, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. I feel like this is where you're heading. This is the underbelly to all of this. Yeah. It's that don't give up. That's a big message here for you. Maybe some of you were on the precipice of throwing your hands up and wanting to wash your hands of a thing you're doing, connections that you've been dealing with. Okay, 2 cards fell out. This is just your heads up. Don't give up. Okay. Sorry, guys. Time to shine. Creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. I love that. Yeah. Moving through this heaviness, what's gone wrong, what's not been working, and stepping up more fully. Transformative energy creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. This is what you want to get yourself into, because I think it's coming anyway. But we have to keep charging ahead. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying. So maybe some of you just needed to hear this too, like giving a heads up that you are safe to move forward. You're safe to move towards a thing, a person, a situation, whatever you're working on, just general travel. It's all good. You're good. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying. And I think metaphorically speaking, when you're moving forward on your path and what and who you're moving towards, it's safe for you to do so, right? Especially with that keep charging ahead energy. All right. Just move this over a little bit here. You know, originally, because of the image that you were attracted to with the 2 hands coming together, I was very much feeling like connective energy. But there's a part of me that thinks that for more of you, it's this reconnection to the self, to the soul self, like a coming back together in a whole way where you haven't felt quite whole, like you and spirit being in cahoots. One again. This, I keep thinking about that it is well with my soul, and I think that's why I'm like, okay, it is well with my soul. And there's this dissonance or disconnect between what's happening and your soul energy, like your higher self not integrated again. Maybe that would be a good idea for some of you to do some integration work to get yourself back online and reconnected to that soul self. And if you've been dealing with grief or hardship or loss, that definitely would be a thing that could throw you off, making you feel disconnected because we're heavy and with emotion. I will say that your message so far, I feel like has a gazillion little mini messages within it. Raccoon energy, and it says inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. Yeah. Don't sell yourself short on anything here, right? Because there was a heads up here in your messages as well to needing to get more information, to having patience before moving forward, because it's important for you to know and understand that you don't have all the information right now. There's something that you're meant to see. There's an integration that's meant to happen, or a connection of some sort that you're going to journey towards physically or, metaphorically. That's going to bring this transformative energy, and you're not meant to give up on whatever it is you're moving towards or doing. Like, look, this is a lit path too. You're meant to keep going no matter what you've been dealing with. As it says, decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Yes. Inventor. So there's a lot of mental energy here too. So you're probably somebody who's quite creative, but have felt disconnected from that magical part of yourself, that, feeling just like you're not one with it. It's not symbiotic, essentially. All right. I'm going to cap this off with a postcard from Spirit for you guys. I really feel like the main message here is you're not meant to give up. You're meant to keep moving on some sort of path towards new people, new situations, on whatever you're doing and creating. I do feel like I can't take that. I think partnership's going to be important for some of you guys. Where it has been hard in the past, I feel like new ones want to show up in some way, whether it's through a work environment or an emotional one. So just be open to that. Okay. On the front, it's two angels kissing. It's that connection again, right? This seems like there's a really important component there. And it says, you are love. Dearest you, do you ever wonder whether your ideas and inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? We are here to tell you we are always whispering in your ear about your highest good. We are conduits for spirit, letting you know you are a living channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means you heard us. Inspiration means spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration needs your human passion to keep it going so you can make a difference in the world. So keep moving on what inspires you. Let yourself be led into new experiences and know that this is why you are on the earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirited nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. And it says you are so loved. And we've got that, you keep moving forward, and we've got keep charging ahead there. That's your biggest. You are not meant to give up, walk away, or turn away from your ideas or your creative inspirations. You are meant to be doing something with them. And I feel like this message really is with an integration with your soul and your physical self coming back together again, coming back online. But I do still feel like some of you are going to make new connections, really good ones. Maybe not necessarily romantic for all of you, but I still have a funny thing about that. But connections that are going to be good, that are going to help you along this path that you're walking. Good ones. Where grief and heaviness and loss has moved out and that magic comes back online, the magic that you are, this coming back together and integrated again. But follow your inspirations. Don't give up. Be patient. There's new wisdom information that wants to come through. And I also think people, as you journey forward, just stay open to it, because I feel like on the other side of it is you in this embodying the beautiful inventor energy, where you look back on your life in a few years from now and you look what I created. Yeah, it really feels like that. I get a very strong intelligence energy from you guys too. All right, I could go on and on, but I am going to leave this here, and I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello to all my beautiful message 4 choosers. So you guys were attracted to that 4th image with the moons in the circle, which for me connects to a few things. One being intuition, spiritual connection, universal energy. But the other is cycles, moving through cycles. Perhaps your message could have something to do with a cycle that you're moving through, or that's about to come to an end, or wants to come to an end. It could have to do with release, but again, also those more metaphysical type things, spiritual connection and such. We shall see what the cards actually have to say, but that's just a little bit of a heads up of what you were attracted to. Purification. Wow, there is so much of this energy that's showing up for my messages, and it says pure spirit, purification. It could be that some of you are being given a heads up that anything that has not been released might be coming up for a release at this time, and it's a purification that is about to happen, whether you're the one that leans into it or not. I'm not sure why I feel like that could be a thing for some of you. It's also winter energy back there. Maybe by wintertime, some of you feel like a completely different person, but now is the time to start purifying your energy and really making release and ending off a particular cycle is going to be something that's really important for you right now before you get to that winter energy. Let's see what else comes out. Stability, okay? And it's coming on what's been challenging for you. Earth spirit, right? So bringing in some sort of stability as a result of you purifying and releasing something, ending something off, disconnecting from something that's been, and kind of saying, no more, that's done, putting this to bed. I'm ready for this new beginning where I am surrounded by security and stability and feeling quite clear and centered in myself. But because it's important for you to know now, it feels like now is the time to ensure that we're putting the work in towards this kind of energy. Hummingbird spirit and joy. You know, I'm noticing the number 22. That could be significant for some of you. I'm not sure why I'm feeling like that, but it's funny because I just looked at my timer on the video and it was 222. So I think twos are going to be important for you. Joy coming your way. I feel like that's the result of this purification energy, releasing. I keep coming back to release. What do you need to release? What right now can you recognize within yourself that's just not working, that needs to be purified, so that when this winter energy starts to show up, it can bring in this stability and this joyful energy? Because it's important that you do this work now, is what I keep coming back to. There's something that needs to be released right now, I feel, for you guys. Okay. Let's pull some more cards. I don't know why either, and because I pulled this card in one of the other messages, but I'm noticing those swans down there. That, you know, that story of the ugly duckling turning into a swan, that purification feels connected to that for me. Maybe swans are going to show up for you guys as well. I feel like almost like you're on the right track, like you've moved from that feeling of ugly duckling energy where things haven't been joyful or feeling secure or stable, into that swan energy. I keep feeling this thought of you're meant to shine in some way too, to be seen more than what you have been. We'll see what else comes out though. Leela, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. This is such a big energy showing up for everyone through these readings. And I'm shuffling, but the same kinds of cards are coming out. This is because we're in a massive release cycle, astrologically speaking, as well. And there is something in your perspective, in your point of view, that needs to be cleared out and healed out, because it's just not true. And it's acting as a block to this new joyful beginning where this stability and security wants to show up for you. But again, I keep coming back to the time is now to do this work. Making it a priority, feeling your best. Oh my gosh. You are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now, and you were attracted to the moons, which is cyclical. You've got joy here in the hummingbird spirit, and it says happiness awaits you. But moving through endings is hard. Releasing is hard, and purifying ourselves to be prepared for the next new beginning. It's difficult. We can get really stuck in our comfort zone. Even when we know we need to shift, change, grow, we latch on, because even though we recognize it's not working for us anymore, there's comfort there because we know it. We can't know what's coming or always necessarily trust it, but I feel like that's what you're being asked to do. And you're really being asked to make this a priority right now and prepare for this new beginning that wants to come. And to understand that, yes, this is just cyclical. You're nearing the end of a hard cycle, of a cycle that needs to go and needs to be released, so that this joyful energy and this stability can be shipped your way. But needing to look at our perspective on things, our thoughts around things, is going to be very important. You know, on the bottom of this deck, I was going to just put it back, but the wrong way. I flipped my hand over. It says, when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, sea salt bath, or pedicure. So self-care, nurturing, purification. I just think this is a physical piece of advice that the universe spirit brought forward to say, start here. This might help you. When you take care of yourself physically, mentally, we start to clear up as well. And it's to prepare you for this new cycle that wants to show up. Have you ready for it? Preparation just keeps swirling through my mind. This is for preparation, preparing for something new. Or someone for some of you, I think. Oh, okay. Well, there's going to be the first card. I think there's also an energy here for some of you. What do you really, really want? As you're ending off the cycle, what do you want your future to look like? Have you allowed yourself to even envision that? Like as this says, you know, on your desires and intentions, are they still the same as what they used to be? Do they need some tweaking? There's something to that for me, because I think there's some manifesting power that's going to be coming in for you in the winter energy. All right, so this was the card that fell out. Ego, okay, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts, being part of the equation of what's the problem and what needs to come up for release. And it's Archangel Jophiel, and that makes sense, right? Stability, not feeling secure and being overly focused on that sort of thing, rather than following joy, love, heart-centered ideas, creativity, and intentions, because that's what will ultimately, I feel here, take a lot of you into stability and feeling good again. Negative or fear-based thoughts, yes. It's time to release these patterns. And, you know, he's wearing a mask there, too. And it sort of feels like, for some of you, are you letting the real you be seen? Are you letting yourself shine forward and letting people experience your most beautiful, authentic self? Because I think that you have something to offer to many in many different ways that they don't get to experience because of this masking energy. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. Ooh, Ace of Water, an emotional new beginning, a beautiful emotional new beginning that's going to bring in that energy of stability. I feel like this is part of the equation of what's going to be coming for you and why we need to prepare and clear and look at those egoic things that are really keeping us stuck in this cycle. For some of you, it's going to be partnership, but for others, a new place, a new home. And I also just feel like falling in love with life again, joy again, feeling inspired, really reconnected to your soul and your soul's path and purpose. It feels multifaceted. There's many things that show up as a result of you doing this energy clearing and work right now. Eight of Water. A desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. That's the result, right? This is a big energy for you guys, right? This is what's really important, this clearing, this clarity, this emotionally moving away the guck, ending off a cycle, not hanging on for dear life, because I keep getting this visual of like holding on to the way things have been for dear life, even though you know it's not the best for you, because it's just, I'm afraid of what's to come. I'm afraid of what won't happen, like feeling secure and stable as a result of me moving towards this thing. Just a lot of fear, I feel, for a lot of you guys. But you're feeling that restless emotional energy for a reason, because you are meant to release these things that just aren't meant for you anymore and get ready for this new energy that wants to show up, a new place, a new relationship. It almost feels like for you guys, the message is, if we don't start preparing and looking at these narratives now, this opportunity may pass you by and we'll have to kind of redo this cycle. We'll stay in this cyclical loop for longer than we need to. Oh my gosh, this is all water energy for you guys. A relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, the positive resolution of conflict. And then you have that here, right? A new falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship that continues to grow, closure, forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict, coming back together, relationship connections here for some of you. A healing around relationships is possible. There could be purification around that for some of you, moving towards new, healthy, emotional connections, romantic or otherwise, are on the table. But I also just feel like a better and healthier emotional connection to the self. Layered. This is very layered. Okay. The Lovers. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. Some of you are being prepared for a new relationship. Maybe you've been through hardship in past relationships. There hasn't been stability. And now maybe you're hyper-focused on financial things and security. And it's blocked out love, romance, reconnection, or resurgence of love in existing relationships, or the allowance of new love connections to come in. But that wants to shift. That cycle wants to end. Love, new emotional beginnings that feel really good and resonant within your soul want to be shipped your way. But we need to get ready for them. We need to prepare. We need to make the decision to say, yes, I'm open to that. I'm going to move towards that. I'm ending off this old cycle. It's time to move forward and either heal out connections that have been difficult now, purify them, make decisions around them, or allow new love energy to show up. I do feel like for some of you, it's just about a resurgence of love and connection to yourself, but there's definitely romantic relationship energy here for many of you that wants to show up. Again, it's just very, very layered. Messages 3 and 4 have been. 1 and 2 are more direct, but these last two, kind of all over the place, energetically speaking. Let's pull some more cards. Overall, though, I think it's really important that my message for choosers realize and understand that your important messages, it's time to repair and purify now, to release old narratives, to look at the egoic things that keep you stuck in a particular cycle, because it is meant to be ending off now. It is meant to be coming to a close. And yes, it's been difficult, but as this says, calling your angels to help comfort you and guide you because your next step, because happiness is on the other side of you ending off this cycle that's been more hard emotionally, especially where we've been hyper focused and fixated on particular things. So I'm feeling like maybe a heart chakra meditation or energy around clearing the heart space would be a really good idea for you guys. Sun, the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Woo! Did I say at the beginning of this message that I feel like this feeling of some of you guys are meant to shine? You're meant to be seen more? Or was that the last message? I'm saying that now. You're meant to be seen, coming out of the shadows, stepping up, heart-centered, heart open, saying yes to resurgence of love, new connections, romantic partnerships, a healing around that for some of you. But for others, it's about seeing your soul and letting your soul be seen by others. The golden energy, it brings fame and fortune, recognition. This feeling of beauty too. I wonder if some of you have second-guessed your attractiveness. That's so random. You know, in that swan energy, that ugly duckling that's turned into a swan. I wonder if some of you have undersold yourself on the looks department when it comes to moving towards love. For those of you where this is connecting to new love that wants to come in, it's time to let go of that story. That's not true for you guys. On target, follow your ideal path. So we've got the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune, and on target, follow your ideal path. Even if you feel like you're falling behind, even if you feel like you've been so stuck and you're never going to get out of it, you're not. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're healing. The time now is to purify even more, to release, to let go, to look at the ego stories, right? This is really important so that you can prepare for this next new cycle that's bringing in joy and happiness and love for some of you. I think some of you have been trying to do the work. Maybe there's been a bit of a stalled momentum because you've been having to deal with other things, but it's sort of like it's time to pick that back up again. The energy of healing out and purifying and clearing yourself and looking at the ego stuff that's just no longer useful. So much water energy. I'm so curious. Let me know if any of you are water signs or have strong water placements in your birth chart, because there's so much water energy here. Emotions. It says adventure. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. Yep. This disconnection from who you are to soul level is definitely something that comes through for you guys. Embodying that orca energy too. They do follow their paths wholeheartedly. They sing their song and they express. And they allow themselves to be heard and seen. That's a big component here for you guys, I think. Dare to do things differently. Don't follow the crowd. Adventure awaits, though, you guys. I really feel that strongly for you, and which is why, and I think that this is why, rather, you're being told to purify and look at the narrative and take a step back and understand the desires and intentions you have and allow yourself to move through this ending, let the ending happen for release, because on the other side of it is beautiful connection and energy and adventure and soul connection, I think, too, here for you guys, like where you're feeling more connected emotionally to who you are at your core, at your center. We'll just cap this off with a postcard here from Spirit. My beautiful message for us. Okay, so that's what the front of the card looks like, and it says with love on the bottom there. Let's read the message. Dearest you, we are gathering our magic together to help you celebrate your new beginning. You're stepping into a new version of your life, getting to tell a new story as you create it. Doesn't it feel like spring when the urge to expand wells up inside you from a primal place? The form of what you are growing has yet to take shape, and it is exciting to experience this new and fresh beginning. It's normal to feel both push and push back when entering any kind of new relationship. It's okay to admit you don't really know what to expect. What you can know is it's time to dive in and allow that new version of life to take shape through you on behalf of your partner in life and spirit. You have made it to a new level of awakening and contributing, and we are so excited to see where this will take you. And it says, we're so proud of you. I love this for you guys. And it goes so well with this message. I probably shouldn't let myself ramble on too much about the connection. I think you probably heard it for yourself and can see how well it ties into the rest of this message. You are being prepared for a new beginning, but we need to release those last pieces and purify that egoic stuff out so that you are prepared to receive this and really fully embrace and embody this new adventure. Yeah, and you should be proud of yourself. I don't think that a lot of you give yourself enough credit for the things that you have done and the work that you're doing on yourself and in your life in general. All right, I'm going to leave that there, and I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys.